Right, I think this is going to be a video of two parts, so we'll do a part one and a part two. And this is an area I've kind of neglected here on the east coast. Unlike a lot of the country, we've had literally 2 weeks of overcast, northerly winds, just cold for what you expect for this time of year. You know, we've been only having like 14-15 degree temperatures. It's been very disappointing for the time of year. Things have changed now. It is sunny, it's warm. We've swapped wind direction and it's starting to feel like summer. So in fairness, I sort of lost a little bit of motivation over the last couple of weeks. You know, you got that flush of spring and you get excited and you start doing stuff. And then yeah, when the sort of weather has been the way it is, I don't know, I just lost motivation. But anyway, so we're looking at this area. We've got the arid bed and a more sort of lush area around it. And the problem with this is it's gone a bit out of control. Certain plants have taken over, and we like the jungle look, or sort of naturally overgrown look, but these are not the sort of plants I want to take over, and I like a little bit of order with the chaos, if you like. So yeah, what I'm going to have to do is, the arid bed's looking a bit of a mess. We're full of weeds everywhere. You know, it's sort of drowning out a lot of the smaller cacti, and I just need to give that a good tidy up, get some weed barrier down, and then re-gravel on that, just to neaten that up. So that's going to be one job, just to tidy that up, and I'll probably tidy up any sort of dodgy foliage on any of the plants that need tidying up. But the main thing is this front area here. So we're looking at there's sort of a border that goes around the arid bed, and we're not in full sun yet here. I mean, the sun's, this is early Saturday morning, the sun's only just sort of started to come around. It's sort of 10 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, so the main culprits for sort of taking over and making it look a bit untidy are, we've got a lot of this variegated grass, which is nice in a little clump in the right place. It's a nice little filler, you know, understory plant, and looks good. I mean, I like it. I mean, can't complain. It's nice foliage on there, but the problem is that does spread, and it spreads quickly. So I'm literally going to take all of that out, just at the front, very front of this border. So we're looking at maybe 2.5 foot deep to the arid bed. And at the back we have got cannas and dahlias, which are only just starting to come up again due to the very poor cold spring and early summer. So we're only just starting to get a little bit of action on the dahlias and cannas. I don't know if you can see them coming up there in this area. And we've got a lot of, I don't even know what it is, some sort of weed. It does flower, so I do leave stuff like that for early season, just, you know, for the pollinators, but it's time for all that to come out. So yeah, we can remove all this variegated grass, and I didn't notice it before because it sort of mingled in with the grass, but we've actually got a cord line coming up here, so that's self-seeded there and found its way, and so that's going to have to come up. And we've got, this is another bit of a thug when it comes to spreading everywhere. We've got this sort of umbrella grass, which again, in the right position in the clump, looks quite nice, but that does tend to self-seed everywhere, and you know, it's quite vigorous, and it does take over. So we'll be taking that out as well. So the plants we're keeping really are, what have we got? So like I said, at the back we've got the cannas and dahlias. Sort of midsection we've got a lot of tiger flowers, which I do like. So I just the foliage I like. Sort of reminds me of a sort of palm strap leaf. So we've got a lot of them. They've all come back, and obviously they flower quite nicely. And the Dutch iris have just gone over, so obviously deadhead them. Yeah, so just literally just pulling out all the weeds, tidying it up, so the midsection will just be, again, we've got a lot of sort of Cosmea, two types. We've got a smaller orange flowering one, then we've got the big Lucifer there as well. But again, I don't want it all to be sort of long strappy leaves, so I want some variation, because you know, from a distance it could just look like overgrown grass. So yeah, all the stuff at the front, that first foot along the front here, we're going to pull all that grass out. Anything that shouldn't be there is going to come out, and then I'm going to put some colocasia all along the front there, so sort of big round leaves. So I might do a combination of pink china, escalenta, and whatever colocasias I've got sort of spare, I'll whack in. So that just give a good contrast with leaf shape to sort of more strappy leaves sort of in the midsection. And then again, the back section would be the cannas and dahlias. So that'll give us plenty of variation, and that'll just look a bit tidier and a bit more of a tropical look, what we're going for, rather than just, you know, strappy grasses and stuff like that. Again, perfectly good plants for little fillers, understories, planting and that, but not what I'm looking for in this area. So yeah, so hopefully next time when we do the part 2 for this video, that'll look a lot better. And I'm not saying I'm going to get it all done in one day, because I've got other jobs to do as well. But I'm certainly going to make a start on it now. It's already getting quite warm. We're already 20 degrees. And to be fair, on the coast here, we don't get the inland temperatures. So I know we're right on the coast here. We are the most easterly point in the UK. We're sort of Lowestoft, so we're right on the coast, right out in the North Sea. So we do get a nice cooling breeze. We never get too hot, so we're looking at about 22, 23 degrees today, where inland, you know, quite possibly you could get 30. And for me, that is on the borderline of uncomfortable. But yeah, regardless of that, sort of going off in a different direction. But yeah, so we're gonna sort this area out. I have got a few cannas as well, so I might, but you can't really see it, but I've got a sort of a trough raised planter along the side here, and at the back we've always got this zebra grass, which I quite like. That gets really big and nice stripy leaves on that. We have actually got, not that you can see it, but we've got some cannas coming through there, Tropicana Black. So again, I'm going to pull all this out and let that start coming through. And I've got a gap at the end of this trough pot, so I have got a spare canna to go in there. So we've got a Canna Indica, even though we've got a bit of insect damage on it, they're starting to take off. Really big leaves on these ones, really vigorous type. So that's sort of the green bird of paradise canna. So yeah, we'll have some big leaves as well, as long, you know, to balance out the rest of the foliage. Yeah, this heuchera is doing quite well, considering that's in full sun all day. You know, you're always sort of led to believe they do better in the shade, but this one is really sort of spread and gone mad. Yeah, quite an interesting colour, I suppose. Again, just good contrast against the greens, and that's obviously now coming to flower. It's getting flower spikes everywhere. Anyway, so yeah, the point is, this area is a mess. We got a bit lazy with the poor weather for the last couple of weeks, and like I say, now it's time to get motivated again and get going. It is summer. We need things to look a little bit neater, tidier, better. And yeah, I've got a couple of big pots at the side of this arid bed. So I put a red banana in one, and then the big pot at the back has got like gold bamboo, which I've sort of neglected. I didn't really water it enough last year, so that sort of struggled, but I've noticed there's just chucked out one huge cane this year, so I'm going to try and keep on top of the watering on that. But we have got a lot of sort of brambles coming. I think they're coming from sort of next door, so they come through the fence and they're sort of trying to invade my garden, so we have to cut them back as well. So yeah, plenty to do. It's going to be a full day project, I think, but hopefully, yeah, we'll get a good result at the end of it. So yeah, this is how it looks at the moment, and again, that doesn't help the sort of scruffy look, as in the damage we got on the yuccas. Again, that will bounce back. We've got growth at the top, and we've got loads of growth, little points at the bottom, but yeah, it's going to take a time. And I've got a little red star there as well, which pretty much looked like it died off, but now it's pushing out some new leaves on that as well. So nothing's going to look perfect this year, but sort of recovery mode, as it were. But with the change in plantings and doing some more interest at the front here, I think it's gonna, that'll draw your eye in. So rather than sort of being focused on the bad, we'll focus on something positive and get stuck in. Right, I think we'll leave it there. Thanks for watching.